Hey, what is going on? This is Edwin from NBA Talk, and today we're going to get into a quick little video about the Houston Rockets and how they can definitely improve and definitely go ahead and take down the Warriors if that is what they are trying to do, which obviously every team in the NBA is currently trying to do. Now, if you watch the previous playoffs in the Western Conference Finals, the Houston Rockets did have a lead. They were up 3-2 on the Golden State Warriors, and they kind of blew it. Chris Paul did get injured in Game 5, and they did have two opportunities to close out these Warriors, even without Chris Paul, and definitely had a legitimate chance, and they could just not close the deal. James Harden played terribly in Game 7, and they actually ended up missing, I think, 27 threes in a row consecutively in Game 7 and ended up losing. And I do believe that going into this year with this free agency, I think there is one key player that they can definitely add from a basketball standpoint that would definitely allow them to match up better with these Golden State Warriors. And believe it or not, the player I believe who should go to this team is none other than Paul George. Now, from a basketball standpoint, this would be a great team, and I actually believe they have the absolute best chance to definitely dethrone the Golden State Warriors. And the reason I say that is Paul George as a great two-way player. He's a great small forward who plays both ways. In other words, he's great offensively, he's great defensively, and he's also not a ball-dominant player. James Harden and Chris Paul, they're both very ball-dominant players. In other words, they both like to have the ball, they're very effective with the ball, and they both like to, operate, dribble, penetrate, kick out. And Paul George definitely isn't the type. He can be, but he's not really that type of player. He's more off ball. He can definitely play more of that catch and shoot role, which the Rockets are definitely known for having a lot of catch and shoot guys. But what he brings to this team on the defensive end is definitely major key. He's definitely a very versatile and very skilled defender who can definitely, obviously you can't stop Kevin Durant, but he can definitely at least try to slow him down better than what Trevor Ariza was, in addition to being much more capable of scoring points on his own. Now, Trevor, I'm not really too sure how it's going to work out from a contract standpoint, because they do have Clint Capella, Trevor Ariza do have a lot of players, and they also have that big Ryan Anderson contract, which is definitely a terrible contract to say the least. Honestly, it's kind of similar to what the Lakers did with Luol Deng. They signed them to a very expensive contract, really not worth all that money, and it's going to be a real pain to get rid of that contract. But just from a basketball standpoint, the lineup that would have to be able to really just have Chris Paul and James Harden really play off Paul George and just really be able to operate. And not only that, but if they do kick it out to, let's say, Paul George, and he doesn't have an open jump shot, he can definitely just take it to the basket himself. He's a very great dribble penetrator as well, and he's very good at finishing at the basket. Whereas Trevor Ariza was more of, okay, if I catch the ball and I can't shoot it, then okay, swing it back around. You know what I mean? Whereas Paul George can definitely go ahead and attack the basket. So from a basketball standpoint, I think they would be much more suited to go ahead and beating Golden State. However, just I had mentioned a few seconds ago, I'm not too sure what they have to do from a calorie sap standpoint. I think they would have to, salary cap standpoint, they would have to, I'm pretty sure they would have to either, they're going to have to get rid of Trevor Ariza, possibly Eric Gordon, maybe even Clint Capella. So from a contract standpoint, they would definitely have to make some moves. But just from a pure basketball standpoint, in terms of just, straight hoops, I definitely do believe that this would give them a much greater opportunity. And they might even be the favorites, honestly. That would be a great move to have, a great move to make. And it's just really not really talked about too much because of all the buzz that's going on with the Lakers and who they're going to sign, who Rob Pelinka's going to end up getting. So that's definitely a low-key move that I think should happen, and I think it would be great for the NBA in terms of finally someone being able to go ahead and beat those Golden State Warriors. And that's pretty much all we wanted to get into. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe, like, share with your friends, and definitely go ahead and comment down below on what moves you guys think needs to be made in order to go ahead and beat these Golden State Warriors for the Houston Rockets. And that's pretty much all. Like I said before, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be making a lot more videos soon about pretty much all things NBA, trade rumors, free agency, finals predictions, awards predictions, and I will definitely even start going into more NBA history related topics. So like I said before, man, you guys just have a good one. Peace.